Taurus, I'm Anisha. To know more about my work, you may visit my website www.tarotbyanisha.com. For those of you who are seeking deeper clarity in your love life or your careers, for a personal consultation, you may write to me at tarotbyanisha@gmail.com. Taurans, it's quite a mixed bag for a lot of you. We have a Mercury retrograde, that's around the 20th. We also have Venus that is joining Mars. We have a full moon and we're closing the month with a new moon. Let me break up the month for you. We're beginning the month with the Venus that is joining Mars, and this is happening on the 8th of December, and it's transiting a part of your chart that is all about your career. And Venus over here is going to be bringing about a lot of accolades. It's going to be bringing recognition as far as your work is concerned. Maybe even a new job opportunity that some of you may have been either thinking about, or some of you have applied. For some of you, it could literally mean a change of office. Maybe that you stay in the similar organization, but maybe you start operating from another city. When Venus joins Mars, and especially when it is there in our house of work, career, it also indicates a sense of a kind of a restlessness that is there. And Mars bringing about all its aggression, because Mars is all about action. It urges us to push forward and go ahead and do things and get things done and get the results. But Venus over here is sort of gentling. It's softening the effect of Mars that is there. So there can be that there is maybe a project, or maybe there's a sense of urgency for some of you that you really have to either deliver on the targets, or you really have to work and not just deliver the results, but I think somehow there's a sense of having to prove yourself in your respective companies. Now try not to get too defensive, or try not to get too upset during this phase of your time, wherein that you may feel that maybe there's too much on your plate that you have to deal with, and you could feel slightly aggressive about it. Use the Venus energy that is there to cooperate with others, and try and sort of try and take the non-confrontational path this month, Taurans. Try not to sort of take things too personally as far as work is concerned. On the 13th, we have a full moon that is there in your house of money, and this is it's a time where it can impact your finances to the extent that you could be finishing off a loan. Maybe you've just finished paying a debt or a loan and it's come to a culmination. Maybe for some of you a project gets over. And this house, because it rules self-esteem and values as well, it's a time wherein that you could be looking at yourself as to how you value yourself materially and intrinsically, and you could be I think also there is a sense of sort of having to prove to yourself. It's like a revalidation that you're giving yourself. It's because I can earn so much, and hence I'm worthy of maybe deserving, XYZ, anything in your life. So, and like with any aspect which does this, particularly the specific house which deals with both your earned income and your sense of self-worth, try not to equate both of them, and try not to sort of operate from a sense of because this can bring about maybe a sense of maybe a sense of deception towards how you're looking at things. And it can be as simple as maybe at workplace, say for example, and you're earning an X amount, and you feel you have a right to behave in a certain way, or you have a right to sort of take certain decisions because you have reached at a certain place in your life. Now try not to impact as to how it is and who it is that you are from inside. So hold your values close, Taurans, and remind yourself also of especially for those of you who are really at the peak of your careers and are doing really, really well. Try not to sort of damage your relationships because of the power that you may hold financially during this time. On the 20th, we have Mercury that is going retrograde, and it is the same day that Mars is moving to Pisces in your house of groups of friendships. And Mercury is going retrograde in your house of, it's a house of Jupiter, it's a house of expansion, it's a house of some amount of travel as well. So it's really maybe someone from the past, maybe a friend from overseas comes visiting, and maybe you're, getting together and revisiting old maybe holidays taken together, or maybe you're just sort of going through, you're just revisiting your past during this time. However, try not to make any, and if you must travel during the retrograde, try and ensure that your travel plans are triple checked and the bookings are done properly. Also not a great time to be buying anything really expensive, especially if it's a vehicle or if it's a, in fact, it has anything to do with technology as well. And remember to back up your data as well. And now with this, with the Mars moving into Pisces, of course, it's not the best of places, and Mars doesn't like being in Pisces because Pisces is all it's gentle and it's, flows with and molds itself as to how things are. And Mars over here is sort of trying to make you rush through the roadblocks. It's saying, leave it all, it doesn't matter, just push ahead and, just go ahead. But it's really a time to be having a lot of faith in yourself, Taurans. Have a lot of faith and also sort of operate from that source rather from this I would say the superficial urgency that gets created, that it needs to be sorted or it needs to get done now. On the 23rd, we have Sun that moves to Capricorn, and it is there again in your house of expansion and travel, and it's joining Pluto over there. And we also have Mercury that is sitting retrograde. So your this particular house, 9th house, is really lit up this month, and it's all about expanding your world. It's about having a larger view, maybe meeting people from different cultures, ethnicities, background. Maybe you could be visiting different offices, maybe you could just be traveling, and you could just be expanding your mind. And it's also a time where you could be letting go of certain old conditioning that you may have held since a time, and conditioning to the sense that wherein that you may feel, say in certain cases, for example, that this if a person behaves in a certain way, that person can never ever change, and you need to be leaving that person, and that's a something that you may sort of believe in. But it's a time wherein that you're open to newer ideas, you're open to experimenting, you're open to exploring. So really give things that have not worked for the longest of time, Taurans, give them another chance. See where they take you, before just sort of abandoning them and saying that I've seen enough and I can't be dealing with this anymore. On the 29th, we have a new moon in this spectacular house as well. And this house also, it rules expansion, higher mind, and travel. So it could be, I think there's almost like an inherent need to sort of get out there and explore the world and travel and meet more people who are different from you, or who are from different cultures, countries, and that's your way of that is your way of increasing your knowledge, and it's really your life journey, so to speak. And in most cases it will be very therapeutic as well. So take some time out, and you must travel. But of course, with the retrograde around the 20th, try and be careful about the plans. And this house also rules some amount of legal work as well. So if there's an ongoing court case that is there, or if there is something that has got filed up, you can expect it to sort of surface up again. And if things have been lying quietly, it's a time where things can sort of just come up again, and things that you may have to deal with right now. We still have Uranus that's set in your house of day-to-day chores and health. So that can be a little unpredictable. Maybe there is too much on your plate as far as work is concerned, or even if not just work, I think just sticking to a specific schedule could just be quite a task. So stay flexible and enjoy the ride. Have a lovely month, Taurians. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. I'll see you again next month, and thank you so much for watching.